What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my player career mode. This is episode number 19, and we start today's episode off by seeing that we are indeed in the England squad. We saw that in the last episode. We got called up by Roy Hodgson, but unfortunately I'd have to wait for my debut. The media tipped me to start this game against Czech Republic, but unfortunately I didn't get picked, so I didn't get on the bench. What's that about, EA? Why wouldn't you put me on the bench? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I didn't get picked for this game, and that sucks really. So we had to watch from our TV at home. In fact, we didn't have a TV. I had to watch this simulation instead. Yeah, the lads, the teammates, if you will, my England teammates, my cronies, got the job done here, and where we beat Czech Republic quite easily. So I'm now a member of the England squad. I'm going to be with this team now for the rest of the qualifiers, or at least you would hope anyway. But I would make my England debut in the following game away against Norway. So I may have missed out on the game against Czech Republic, but I would be back for this game. So that was kind of cool, I guess. At the end of the day, I was really actually hoping I would play in a home game so I could play at Wembley. I thought that would be really, really cool. But yeah, I'll make my debut away from home at Norway. That's perfectly fine as well. But I guess I was just glad to be in the England squad, to be honest. And I would start this game. I was actually really worried that once I had to simulate the Czech Republic game, once I sat out that game, I was worried that because obviously Rooney's obviously a much higher rating than I am, I would have thought that would have meant that Roy Hodgson wouldn't call me up because obviously at the moment they're only playing one striker on this game. I would have presumed that Roy Hodgson would have said, no, we'll keep faith with the 87 rated Rooney. But thankfully, he did give me this chance, and I was hoping to take it as we lined up here in the England shirt for the first time. None of the players knew the national anthem, not a real surprise. But yeah, we go ahead and take on Norway here. And as you will have seen by the group as well, at the end of the day, I feel like this should be a group which we should be able to top. Not with relative ease. There are some good, some good teams in there. Russia are a pretty decent team, but we should probably be able to top it. And this is a game we should win. Home or away, we should be able to get the win. But Jarstein, Herbert Berlin, goalkeeper there. It was obviously going to be the target for us to beat here to take on Norway. But the first chance of the game would actually fall to the home side as they go down the right hand side. It's crossed into the centre, and Joe Hart seemed to fumble this cross, and in the shot as well he seemed to just drop it. So I was like, Jesus Christ, here we go. But still 0-0 and no goals early on. But from that, Norway try and break, but I win the ball back here. Eventually it's Henderson actually wins the ball back. Jack Wilshere plays it out wide towards James Milner. Milner gives the ball to Adam Lallana. Lallana finds myself here. It's a nice little scoop turn to beat my man. I go down the right hand side here. A really good chance. We keep on going. I'm looking for bodies in the centre. I try and fizz it across, but for some reason, I think it was Lallana, just seemed to move away from the ball. Eventually Wilshere's bicycle kick goes wide, but as I fizz the ball in, Lallana seemed to move away from the ball. If he sticks a leg out there, that's 1-0, but still 0-0 unfortunately. But in the 33rd minute here, Norway passing the ball around the back. Eventually they pass it sloppily. I win the ball, offload to Adam Lallana. Lallana finds his man in James Milner, but he puts the ball just wide the post, and it's still 0-0. But some good early chances in the game. But in the 45th minute here, we have a free kick. I give it quickly to James Milner. Milner gives it back to me. Play a quick 1-2 here, and myself and Milner link up all the way into the area. We keep on going down the right hand side here. I swing in a looping cross towards the centre. Milner dives in, but Jarstein makes the save. So it would have been a difficult finish for Milner, but even so, good stop by Jarstein. It's still 0-0. But in the 51st minute, still no goals in this game, and I wasn't getting worried, but I was beginning to get a little bit frustrated because I wasn't getting the service like I've been getting at Fulham recently. So I was getting a bit frustrated. But in the 52nd minute, Norway did have the ball here, and as Johansson gets on the ball here, he ends up striking it, but Joe Hart makes a good save down to his right and keeps the score at 0-0. So still goalless as things still, as we were looking for that opening goal. But Norway were gaining confidence, and from the corner it's crossed in towards the number 4, but the header goes up in the end. It goes all the way out for a throw in, and from that I think it's Baines who quickly runs across to take the throw in here, and we do take it as Jarvis, actually Matt Jarvis, Jesus Christ, takes the throw in quickly, and it's Baines who gets on the ball, and eventually it's Lallana who plays a great ball over the top towards myself here. We take on Foreign down the left hand side here, but the centre back can't keep up. I give it to Lallana, but what a miss that is by Adam Lallana. Such a great chance. No wonder he's got his hands in his head. That's a terrible miss. And from that we made a substitution, and Tom Cleverley came on for Adam Lallana. Now I'm sure if that happened in a real England game, the fans would not be happy taking off a creative player for a player who's been quite subpar over the past, well, he was very, very subpar this season, no doubt about it, as much as tried to defend him. He has been very subpar, but cleverly comes on for Lallana. I'm sure the fans weren't happy, but even so, from that, cleverly gives me the ball straight away, and we get the ball down the left-hand side towards the run of Leighton Baines here. Baines gets past his man, swings it across, and it does come to me, and I shoot. Unfortunately, it's blocked, and the second shot is blocked as well, and I just couldn't seem to find the space to shoot. That was basically one of my first shots in the game. I couldn't seem to find space, and unfortunately we couldn't break down Norway. But a few minutes later, as the ball is played forward here, I win this header and flick it on towards Tom Cleverley. Cleverley gives it back to myself, and I take aim, but unfortunately Justin makes a good save. And it was funny, I was linking up better with Cleverley than I was with Lallana. That's kind of funny. You would have thought that I would have gotten well with Lallana, but I was linking up better with Cleverley. But even so, from that Norway break, where they give the ball away, and as the ball comes to James Milner, Milner gives it to myself. I offload it to Jordan Henderson. The Liverpool man gives it to Tom Cleverley. It's Cleverley back to James Milner out wide towards the run of Mika Richards. He plays the ball forward towards Tom Cleverley. And how about this for a finish by Tom Cleverley? So to silence all the critics is Tom Cleverley comes off the bench for Adam Lallana and makes it Norwich nil, Norway nil, England 1. Sort of Norway there. I'm sure it was Norwich. Norway nil, England 1. Who do they do with Norwich player in Teti playing in this game? Still, Norway 0, England 1, and it's Cleverley who gets the goal off the bench. And in the 74th minute here, Jack Wilshere gets on the ball, gives it to Jordan Henderson. Henderson finds Leighton Baines out wide. It's Baines who keeps holding the ball, rolls it in field towards myself here. I give it to Tom Cleverley, and Cleverley gets the goal and makes it Norway 0, England 2. So 2 goals for Tom Cleverley, and that is one way to silence all the critics. For all of those that have been criticising Tom Cleverley, at least he can do it in a video game. Fantastic finish by Cleverley, both for the first and second goal, and he changed the game. It's not often you'll say this phrase, but Tom Cleverley changed the game. And yeah, Norway 0, England 2. And yeah, I was pretty pleased with that. And I always defend Cleverley, you know, he gets so much unjustified hate. But yeah, I guess I was very pleased to see at least his video game self was having a good season. But anyway, Norwich 0, oh god, done it again. Norway 0, England 2. And I got myself a 9.6 rating for that. As you can see, the manager said afterwards as well that I played quite well. And yeah, I was very pleased with that. You know, it was a decent win. I got an assist. I didn't score. I would have liked to have scored, but I didn't score, but we'll take the assist. But as you can see there, after 4 games, we're top with 10 points, Russia are second with 8th, and with 5 points clear of Poland in 3rd. So yeah, like we should be okay. Like we really should be now. I mean, obviously we've got a long time before the Euros come around in 2016, but even so, I would like to think I would be a key member of the squad. You know, I'd like to think that Roy Hodgson's going to select me on a regular basis. I think the reason I made this squad is because Daniel Sturridge is injured. Sturridge is injured in the game, as you would have seen. I think I showed if I didn't show this, I really do apologise, but I think I showed the squad selection. I was chosen with Wayne Rooney. We were the only 2 strikers chosen. I think I was chosen because Sturridge was injured. If he was fit, then, you know, probably Sturridge would have got there ahead of me, but even so, I still should be able to at least stake a claim for an England place. And I guess I was glad to at least make my debut. But anyway, for the second game of today's episode, we take on Sunderland here away from home at the Stadium of Light. And ever since I've turned up to Legendary, I've been pleasantly surprised with, you know, not how easy the games have been, but how action-packed the games have been. You know, they've been very, very entertaining. You know, when I turned up to Legendary, I was really fearful most games would be boring 0-0s, and you struggle to break down the opposition, and the opponents would just pass the ball around and basically do nothing. But I've been really surprised about how good the games have been entertainment-wise. As we took on Sunderland here, I was expecting a few goals as well, but the first chance of the game would fall in the 9th minute as Kasami gives the ball to Bradley Johnson. The former Norwich man keeps holding the ball, and eventually I'm asking for the ball over the top. I get it. It's a really good chance here, but I completely messed up the finish. I chipped it straight at the goalkeeper, and it was a simple save. So what a bad finish that was, but it's still 0-0. Unfortunately, as Sunderland get the ball away. But yeah, still scoreless. But in the 35th minute here, eventually the ball is played towards Steve Sidwell. Sidwell gets on the ball, plays it backwards towards Bradley Johnson. I'm asking for the ball. Nice little Ronaldo chop here, and I draw the foul. The referee gives a free kick. Good chance from the dead ball situation. It's Brian Ruiz who stands over the ball. Sidwell joins him, but he runs over the ball. It's Ruiz, the Costa Rican, that takes it, but it's a good save by Astari, and it's still 0-0. So Ruiz couldn't score the goal, and it's still scoreless, but that was it until the 74th minute. This game was unfortunately the typical AI on Legendary game that I talk about every now and then, when the ball just gets stuck in the middle of the park and you can't do anything. And here you see Kasami get on the ball and take aim from range, but it's cannons off the bar. What a start to the season this guy's having. Cannons off the bar, and it's still 0-0. But yeah, it was just one of those games. It was what I feared that would happen on a regular basis. I'm glad this has been the first one since going up to legendary. But even so, this is exactly what I was talking about. Most of the chances were poor. When the chances did come, they weren't taken, and the game did finish 0-0. I'm not saying that every game should be really entertaining, but that game was so hard to create chances, and it did finish 0-0. But I'm certainly not going to turn the difficulty down. I'm keeping it legendary. But even so, a 0-0 draw away at the Stadium of Light, and that was all we could have to settle for. But as always, guys, big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. That's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of my player career mode very soon. Hopefully we're playing Norwich and not Norway.